Hi, and welcome to the final session. You've now completed the brand story preparation process. Let's recap on what those stages are. First of all, you're going to sketch in the background to your brand, then you're going to list the features, then the corresponding benefits. You're going to get a clear understanding of the target audience, the people you're trying to influence. You're then going to look at the competitive analysis to try and find some meaningful point of difference. And then you're going to distill all of that down into a compelling proposition or promise. And the final stage is you're going to go back over your features and benefits to align those with the promise so that they support your promise, so that people genuinely believe you can deliver what you're promising them. For your project, you need to take your own brand and go through those stages of the preparatory stages of creating your brand story. Now, by the end, you won't have a completed, finished brand story, but you'll be 90% of the way there because you'll have the preparation done. And with lots of different things, brand stories, building a house, cooking a meal, 90% of it is the preparation. If you haven't got the preparation right before you start, it's going to go wrong. If you get the preparation sorted and you do it thoroughly, everything else just kind of falls into place. So the preparation, you might think, oh, I don't know, you might feel a bit disappointed by the end of this course and think, oh, but I haven't got a finished brand story. You pretty much have, because you know what you've got to say. And there's a book I bought about 30 years ago, maybe 40 years ago, when I thought about becoming a copywriter. And the book is called The Craft of Copywriting. And as you can see, my copy is really tatty now. And I keep referring to it because it gives you the basics. And it's even when you've been doing this a long time, especially when you've been doing it a long time, you need to constantly go back to the basics, because the basics are so important. And there's a chapter in it, chapter 3, I think, entitled Work on What to Say, Not How to Say It. And there's a whole chapter about why that's important. And it emphasizes the value of what we've just been talking through, that it's all about working out what to say before you try to figure out the how to say it. And an awful lot of people just, as we said right at the beginning, they put the cart before the horse. They go on the how before they know the what. So why am I labouring this point? Because I see so many people skip the preparation. Why do they do that? Because, well, let's be frank, it's hard work. It takes a lot of thinking. And as Henry Ford once said, thinking is the hardest work a person can do, and that's why most of them are not willing to do it. So it's hard work. People are lazy. If they can find a way around it, they will do that. But if you do find a way around the preparation, or you think you found a way around it, what's going to happen? Well, first of all, your features aren't going to be clear. And if you're not clear about your features, the target audience certainly isn't going to be clear. And if they're not clear, they're going to be gone in a millisecond. The benefits, if you don't make the benefits clear and compelling, well, people just aren't going to see the relevance. So they're going to be off because they've got better things to do, frankly, and there's loads of competitors who are offering them benefits. The target audience, if you're not clear who the target audience is, with any target, if you don't know what it is, you're going to miss it. If you don't understand your target audience, if you don't know what they want to hear, then you're not going to make points that are really sharp. If you haven't done your competitive analysis properly, you're not going to have come up with a meaningful point of difference. People are going to go, oh, you're just the same as everyone else. They'll be off. You've lost them. They'll just think you're me too, not worth bothering with. The proposition, if you don't really work on the proposition and really work to distill all that information into something single-minded and differentiating and motivating, you're going to end up with a promise that's too weak to punch its way out of a wet paper bag. And finally, if you don't work hard to substantiate that promise, in today's post-truth fake news world, no one's going to believe you. So you've failed on all of those counts. Is that what you want? I don't think so. There's a saying you're probably familiar with, which is you can't make a silk purse out of a sow's ear. And if you don't do the preparation properly, you're going to be working with a sow's ear, and good luck with that, because you're going to need it. Now, this stuff works, and I'm going to give you the proof that it works. Earlier on we talked about Petrooth Paddocks, the campsite, and I said that the work I'd done for them was very successful. Well, I'll just share a few results with you. Campsite had been going for about 7 years, just pootling along, not really doing very much. In 2014, Julian decided he wanted to get serious. He got his brand story sorted with the help of me and a couple of other people. He got his website launched in June of that year, which is sort of well into the holiday season. But what happened was it went ballistic. That year, even though we started only halfway through the year, they had a 500% increase on bookings, and over 10,000 campers. Another point was they were on a booking site called pitchup.com. It's the sort of main booking site for campsites in the UK. There's over 1,000 campsites on there, and I think Julian was probably 999. But that year they went from wherever they were, right near the bottom, to right near the top. The top, they were #1 in the whole UK, and the nearest competitor, they beat the nearest competitor by 23%. It wasn't a flash in the pan. The year after, 2015, they had a 225% increase on the year before, where they'd had a 500% increase. And that second year they had over 33,000 visitors, whereas for the year before they'd had 10,000 visitors. So everyone was pretty happy with that. And it wasn't any stroke of genius. It was about following the process I've given you. Now, I hope you've enjoyed this course. I've enjoyed giving the course. If you want to find out more about it, about the process, there's a little book you can read, which I think is pretty good. I think it's pretty good because I wrote it. It's called The Authority Guide to Creating Brand Stories That Sell. It's available on Amazon. So there we are. My final word is just do it. Get your story sorted and get successful.